How to build business credit for an LLC. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build business credit by obtaining lines of credit, what that means, and also some tricks or a trick at the end to expedite the process. Let's go ahead and get started. First of all, what is business credit? Just like you have a personal credit score, you have a business credit score as well. You want to make sure that you build and maintain good business credit. It goes back to you got to do what you say you're going to do, even in business. And a lot of people, what they end up doing is they want to build business credit in real estate to offset their personal credit. It's no substitute for your personal credit. And we're going to get into a couple of reasons why. You want to make sure that you're building good business credit. And if your personal credit is not good, start working on that now. You don't have to fix it this minute. But again, good credit's going to open up doors for you. Trust me, I've had good credit and I've ruined my credit, but I've rebuilt my credit, and so many more good options are open to you when you have good credit. It shows you're financially worthy and responsible with money and responsibilities. So keep that in mind, but let's talk a little bit more about how business credit works and how to build it. So in business credit, it works very similar to personal credit. The difference is how the scoring works. You know, on personal credit, you could be like someone with as low as a 4 something credit score, call it 5, and then it goes up to 6, 7, and then maybe you could get an 800 plus credit score, which is phenomenal, right? People usually look for that 700, 720 credit score to be that standard, and then from there up. Now on business credits, what they refer to as your paydex score. Your paydex score is how they rate you, and that number is you want an 80, and an 80 shows that you pay your credit on time. Okay, that's what you want to be known for. So how do you even get business credit? What I recommend doing first is registering your business with Dun & Bradstreet. Dun & Bradstreet is a company that people will pull your credit history from to make sure that you are credit worthy and even getting any amount of credit. So you want to make sure that your business registered with your EIN number. Now, like your personal, you have a social security number. Obviously in your business, you have an EIN number, it's your tax ID number. That number is the number that you want to register. There's ways to fast track that as well. So again, once you actually have your LLC, and this could be for any corporation, but typically in real estate, we use an LLC, right? So in that LLC, we'll want to get your EIN number in your incorporation, make sure that it's established. Also, you know, one key thing you'll want to do is if you're not in a business setting, right? Meaning your business isn't necessarily out of your house. You'll be able to obtain much higher credit lines by having it in a business. So you could set up a virtual business address. Typically you want it to be brick and mortar, because if Dun & Bradstreet identifies that it is not a brick and mortar or it is a virtual, they'll flag it, and it actually makes it harder for you to get that business credit. So there are some that are specific. You could add your suite number to it, and then that way they're getting your mail. It could show as your business, or you could do an executive suite or something along those lines. So that way, when you go to apply for business credit, it shows you as a brick and mortar or an actual business. So again, we want to have an established business when registering with Dun & Bradstreet. We want to register an actual brick and mortar when possible. We also, once that's all takes place and is registered with Dun & Bradstreet, then we could go ahead and apply for business credit. So typical ones that automatically get business credit would be like Quill or Granger. These smaller vendor credits is what they call them, are typically net 30 or net 15 or net 60. Let me explain. What I mean by net is that it's due in 30 days or 15 or 60 days. It depends on how they are. Most that you want to qualify for or apply for are net 30s. So what it means is after you've received whatever items you're buying, you want to buy multiple times, and it could be smaller ticket items, but once you get them, you don't pay the bill off right away. Wait till the bill is actually due and then pay it. And what that does is it shows you pay on time. If you pay it off too quick, you may miss when they go ahead and register those payments, and it may not even pick it up. So make sure you wait the allotted time, the 30 days, to pay your bill. And if you pay it too late, it's going to ding your credit. So make sure that you're paying it on time. This is called a vendor credit or net 30. Once you have a combination of 5 vendor credits, you could typically go up and apply for, in our business, what I would recommend is like a Home Depot or Lowe's card. Currently, it depends on who's underwriting the Home Depot or Lowe's cards at the time, but they change underwriting guidelines. Currently, you're going to probably have to go through some sort of personal guarantee to get that, and that's why it's important that you actually have decent credit signing for the company. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm doing this to get away from using my personal credit. That's fine. It takes time to build your business credit. A lot of people like to say that you could build it quickly overnight. It's simply not true. It does take time. But once you build it, there are some tips and tricks in there. And there are some lenders that will give you credit or credit lines significantly higher than others. Also, one trick that you could use is, instead of starting with a new LLC, you could go back and buy maybe a corporation that's no longer using their credit. Maybe they're out of business, but their LLC is still active. It's called a shelf corporation, where it's already got established credit to some degree, and then you could activate or reactivate those lines. There's some other tricks in there. What you have to be careful of is not just buying it outright, but you have to create a partnership with the existing owner and lien them off of it. Anyways, this is more advanced, but again, teaching you how to build business credit. What I see often is new real estate investors so focused in on building their business credit, they're not building the real estate business. That's why I tell people, like, you could do it, but don't let it be its main focus or your main focus. Build your business credit, be aware of how it works, and understand and register your business. But if you're going to focus on a business, let it be your real estate investing business. Focus on that one thing. Otherwise, everything else is just a distraction. And at the end of the day, we're doing this business for real estate. So something to think about. Again, yes, business and personal credit are important, but don't let it detour you or keep you from your main focus, which is real estate investing. If you're finding this content valuable, do me a favor, click on the link below and subscribe so we can bring you content like this daily. One thing you could do, there is a fee associated with it, is if you have bills that are in your business name or you have some sort of trade credit and you're paying things on a monthly basis, you could have Dun & Bradstreet call and verify those and add those trade lines to your business credit, giving you a deeper file instantly, making it easier for you to actually have or obtain additional credit. So, why is business credit important? Here's the thing. You may, as you're building your business credit, what is probably going to happen is you'll hear people talk about this. You could build your business credit up and you could start to purchase things in it, such as a vehicle. More importantly, a house. Houses. Typically on your personal credit, you could only qualify for up to 10 homes. You want to know the way around it? The way around it is through your business credit. You actually have business credit and your properties. Your properties are going to cash flow and speak for themselves, right? So they look and underwrite that. But through that tax ID number, the EIN that we mentioned earlier on this, they'll use that in conjunction with the cash flowing properties and look at your business credit, and you're able to actually purchase properties or refinance them. Like what we do is we buy commercial real estate assets. You could do this with residential as well, but when you're doing it, you could do a loan that encompasses multiple properties or one, but the bank will just look at the assets as they speak for themselves. And there is they are obviously, when they're looking at your business credit, they're checking to see if you pay things on time. They'll probably be looking at your personal credit as well. So that's why it's important to have all these things dialed in. And so start working on those now. Don't let your personal credit, hinder or linger back here, because someday you're going to want to be able to leverage it. It's going to open up more doors for you, so do not neglect it. So some lenders require a personal guarantee, some don't. Maybe they just want to see how you pay. But when you do that and you have multiple properties underneath of it, it's called a blanket loan. So they look at the loan to value, the cash revenue that's coming from it, the leases, how long tenants have been there, what's the grade of tenant that's in there currently. So obviously, through the years, you could accumulate more and more and more. And let's say you get close to 10 residential properties. You could actually take those 10 residential properties and put them in a blanket loan scenario and have one loan encumber all of them. As far as lending goes, I get in more depth into funding and business credit in my book, Truth or Comfort. Get your free copy by clicking the link below. Get your copy. Let me know what you think.